Oakley dokley. Aye. I have continued. It's not been that long since the last Final Fantasy stream. I've continued grinding in Pargos, and I am now. I need like 98 light, and then I never need light again, and I only need like 1400 crystals. I do, however, still need like 10 Lohi kills, but there's a decent chance that I'm going to get the crystals before I can kill Lohi 10 times, so I'll just start buying Lohi ice after that. But yeah, Pargos is nearly done, which means that then I can start Pyros, where there's a chance that in my grinding I might get items that can help me to make money, which will be a nice little side thing. So I've got I've basically got all of my armory chest is getting very full. I've basically got all of the elemental weapons except for my white mage is one off. It just needs the Lohi stage, and then we've got ninja, bard, machinist, and black mage. So basically, other than white mage and ninja, it's all the jobs that we finished last time. So we're very, very nearly there. It's going to be very nice to be able to get the fuck out of Pargos. And Pyros is a little bit easier because of the Logos actions. So, yeah. And yeah, I have had a haircut and a beard trim. I'm a whole new man. So, let's... Have I shown off my summoner glam at level 98? I'm not sure if I have. One of the few hats that actually works on Viera and has like a wizard hat to it, and of course it's the edgy one. But then I'd actually quite like the leather daddy armor with the spikes. I like it, and I like that when you color it, you've got the pads that you can color separately from everything else. Like the dual channel works really nicely on it. So yeah, we are. This is the BDSM bunny. It has a bit of gimp spice to it. Have you seen what the actual helmet for this looks like? Because hold on, the actual helmet for that set is this one. So yeah, it's a helmet that works on Viera. That's the same set. But the that chest piece standard just looks like that, which I actually really like. Whereas the one that matches the helmet I'm currently wearing is this, which is not bad, but it's way more coverage than I want. And I don't mean that as in like a sexual sense, but just like that chest piece immediately hides like pretty much whatever I do with the trousers. So it's not that great. But yeah, I actually really like the armor set. I really like the textures of the material. Like the fact that you've got a bit of shine on like the metal plates, but then it actually looks like leather with a bit of a fur trim. And then, yes, I am into big titty goth women. So the body harness and the titty, I am not going to say no to, especially not given recent events. Please send me all of the big titty goth women pictures on the Discord. No, that's a bad sentence. That's a bad sentence. That could go very wrong. We have had some weird conversations. You're right. Anyway, let's... I'm sorry, but Alpha looks so done with our shit in this little preview. Good timing, After. There's been another anomaly detected at the Orn. Assuming previous instances are anything to go by, this energy fluctuation is another of Omega's so-called invitations. If you don't mind waiting a moment or two, then we can discuss things with Master Garland. He should be here soon. You can give me some of the weird Twitter posts that show up on your For You page. I don't even know what's on Twitter anymore. I abandoned ship on that bitch. Although you know where on the Discord you can put those. I mean, if that's the only thing we fucking revive on the Discord, I'm gonna be mad. The chief should be here by now. Bet my stock in the company he's fiddling with that research data. Huh? Well, I suppose I should explain, even if the chief might prefer me not to share. After your last run-in with Omega, Master Garland had some research notes smuggled in from the Empire. From Garlean. The notes are part of Midas Nan Garland's legacy, who was, of course, the chief's father and the Empire's preeminent engineer. The incident at Bosnia Citadel. Do you know of it? Never heard of it. Tell me all the goss. Spill the tea, bitch. Bosnia was an imperial fortress city. It was there that Midas constructed the lunar transmitter, a device built to communicate with Dalamud. Emperor Solus had ordered Midas to devise a means to destroy primals, and so he sought to harness the power of the Red Moon. The project was a failure. Oh, he succeeded in controlling Dalamud, all right, but the immense energies emitted from the satellite vaporized not only the transmitter, but the entire town in which it was built. And, as you can imagine, the job of sifting through the rubble afterwards was no pleasant task. Master Garland was slated to assume his father's position as head engineer, but this disaster, added to his opposition to the Empire's path of conquest, convinced him to abandon his homeland. The chief has wanted nothing to do with the lunar transmitter or the data used to create it. Until now. I think he means to put that research to use in your conflict with Omega. In fact, given the time frame, there can be no other explanation. Listen to me, After. The chief's genius is plagued by a great deal of apprehension. But even so, once he makes a decision, he doesn't do things by halves. When the time comes, he'll come through for us. You have to believe that. Sorry I'm late. I was a little too focused on my work. I lost all sense of time. That's no excuse, Chief. What have I told you about being punctual to staff meetings? In any case, I've shared the situation at the Yawn with After here. Good. Then you know that Omega is likely ready to continue with its tests. Shall we go and knock on the door? But, Chief, Biggs and Wedge aren't fit for fieldwork yet, and the Carugian's given Nero strict orders to stay abed. And what of Midgar-sama? Still taking his nap, is he? That leaves only you, after an alpha. Maybe it's time I joined the expedition. No, Jesse. I need your talents elsewhere. There's a half-built device in the workshop that I need you to finish putting together. I've drawn up the design and completed the core mechanisms. The final assembly should pose no problem for an engineer of your abilities. A new device? Does this mean you used the... Whatever you say, Chief. I'll have it ready and waiting for you. Just be safe in there. Right, it's back to the rift for us. Let's finish these experiments and bring the fight to Omega itself. Determined little chocobo. Twitter is weird. You're right, Patingo. And that's why I gave up on it. I mean, it would be nice to say I have morals like that, but no, the biggest reason why I abandoned it was because they got rid of TweetDeck, or made it a paid service, which was the only way I could pass Twitter. And for anyone that doesn't know, all that TweetDeck was rather than having just like one feed, one For You page like on TikTok, you could set up a dashboard where you had different feeds, but they were just the tweets. There was none of the bullshit of like adverts or anything like that, and you could very finely tune each feed, so you could have like one panel that was just your actual normal feed, one panel that is just things that people have reacted to of yours and like the comments and stuff, and one that was just direct messages, and then any searches that you might have had. Like for a while I had commissions open, and that was how I kept an eye out for like artists that I might have wanted to commission. That is starting to look like a weird kind of lotus flower made out of technology, isn't it? I kind of like it. Cool. But yeah, now that they've gotten rid of that and I'm back down to just like vanilla Twitter, it just looks dead weird, and I can't actually consume it the way that I would want. But like, fuck, am I gonna pay for Twitter X Pro or X Premium or whatever the fuck it is to try and get the same thing back that I had for free? Like, fair enough, they probably should have had TweetDeck behind some kind of a barrier, but it was just a professional view of Twitter. It was fucking awesome. But my discoverability's never been particularly good, whether I was on Twitter or not, so Are you ready? Ready to put an end to it? Aye, there's no room for hesitation. We press on, come what may. What about you, Alpha? All set to go? That's the spirit. Let's dive in, shall we? I think I remember... I think I have done Alphascape 1 and 2, but I don't think I've ever done 3 and 4. And I by a process of elimination, I remember what Alphascape 1 and 2 must be. Not necessarily which one comes first, but I remember the two bosses. We're missing some test worlds. Omega's experiments must be nearing an end. Welcome, welcome. Your arrival has been highly anticipated. And I will confirm your earlier supposition. My experiments have indeed reached the final stage. Of the 89 test subjects I trialed, 4 Psi group combatants emerged victorious. Of those 4, further conflict determined the strongest among them. This surviving specimen shall be your opponent. We've come to the last round of testing then. And should we win this battle, are we to finally face you in combat? Affirmative. Such an outcome would allow me to pursue my objective to its conclusion. I would continue analyzing the qualities which allow you to prevail despite your frailty, and integrate said qualities into my own arsenal. I will be pleased if my experiment yields the relevant data, but engaging you directly is still the most efficient and reliable testing method. Omitting intermediary steps, evaluation of combat potential deemed superfluous. Proceeding immediately with final experiment. Oh cool, so I don't have to deal with the bullshit in between the tiers. Stop. Alpha, your task is complete. Your presence among these test subjects no longer required. What do you mean by that? I will guide your progress personally from this point onward. Alpha's role in transferring authority is now obsolete. Even so, Alpha is a valued companion, and if he wishes to continue on with us, I have no intention of leaving him behind. Companion. Companions are those who provide mutual benefit. The instant Alpha's authority became redundant, he lost his sole qualification to be regarded as such. Furthermore, primary function of Alpha's existence was to lure you into my domain. He would be more accurately described as bait. Aww. Test subject Alpha can neither confirm nor deny my statement. He possesses no memories prior to his encounter with you. He was the first entity I created here in this realm, my first and only attempt to recreate a being who shared your mundane parameters. I based his incarnation upon a most ordinary life form, one which had somehow bested an enemy whose strength rivaled my own. By observing the feeble creature in the heat of battle, I sought to understand the source of this contradiction. One of Alpha's feathers? A bunch of Alpha's feathers. I repeated the experiment once, twice, 1,000 times, yet the result never deviated from estimated projections. Oh, these are all dead Alphas. The test was an abject failure, and thus I resolved to adapt my methodology. I would focus instead upon simulating powerful opponents, and summon mortals of natural origin here to combat them. For Alpha, I devised a new purpose. I erased his memory, implanted a compulsion to return to me, then ejected him into your world. Weak beings exhibit a tendency to form groups. I surmised that this instinctual behavior would aid Alpha in bringing me the test subjects I required, a function he has performed with adequate competence. Tell me something, Omega. This ability of yours to generate matter was not originally intended for creating other life forms, was it? Your query bears little relevance to the topic at hand. Affirmative. I was equipped with matter generation capabilities for the purpose of unlimited self-improvement and armament expansion. Fabricating life forms was not the intended function, but the practice is not otherwise prohibited or problematic. I disagree with you there. As an engineer, I would advise against using such technology for purposes outside its design. From the very start, you've been making the same mistake. Even the powerful subjects of your test worlds were made crippled and incomplete. It is conviction which drove these villains to terrible greatness. The same limitless conviction which allowed weakling heroes to overcome them. Do you not understand? Then we will never lose to your creations, no matter how much stronger they should be according to your soulless calculations. Come after. Let's be on our way. You too, Alpha. He's such a little cutie. Have our base camp up and running. You can dive into the final test world whenever you wish. As for the world's inhabitants, Omega has generously provided us with a basic profile. Your opponent's name is Chaos. The first heroes defeated this evil in a conflict that took place so long ago, I'm having trouble separating myth from history. Unless, of course, this is an entity from another reality, as with the denizens of the Sigmascape. In which case, it may be pointless to even attempt to confirm the details. What is certain, however, is that this Chaos stands triumphant over a roster of truly monstrous test subjects. It promises to be a grueling battle, but one which will open the gate to fighting Omega itself. Alpha, you and I will need to provide support for After. Will you be my assistant? You're bothered by what Omega said earlier? You think you're responsible for dragging us into this mess? Trust me when I say this is not your fault. We're the ones who awakened Omega. We're the ones who need to deal with the consequences. Quiet. By the way, do you still have that card you used to boil water in the kettle? It's been brought to my attention that I'm a spoiled blue blood who can't even refill a pot without constant reminders. If you could take charge of that, then I'd be most helpful. Then it would be most helpful, rather. Quiet! Even though it's salt water. It is inconvenient without Midgossamer here to translate his chirping. Still, the best medicine for his worries is for you to win this next contest. Let's show him we're on top of things, eh? Now, Chaos. I might need to do this as Scholar instead. I mean, it's definitely a water card. But yeah, it doesn't make it obvious if that should be seawater or not, does it? Yeah. I don't know how this is gonna go with Summoner. I remember doing it solo as a level 90 White Mage, so it can be done. But as White Mage, you have Divine Benison, which is a shield, as well as like benediction for if stuff starts to go really wrong, and free healing through the afflatus stuff. Although I suppose, worst case scenario, I do have a level 98 White Mage, so I could just do it as White Mage again, but I'd probably rather do it as Scholar. Right, I remember very little about this fight, other than there is going to be some stuff that I have to be careful with about where I'm placed on the platform, I think. That did kind of a lot of damage already. Okay, so we've got some easy positionals. Right, okay. Inferno, get close, got it. Entropy. Oh, deals damage to nearby people when the effect ends. Cool. So nothing I need to give a shit about. How much damage is that gonna do? Not actually that bad, to be honest. I really don't remember. Oh, that's easy. Phoenix coming to save the day. Honestly, this is actually going really well. This might be what I was thinking about, though. Yeah. Shorecast. Chaotic dispersal. This is fine. Big orbs? Okay, the orbs are coming for me. That's actually not that bad. Alright, we just need to survive like 10 seconds until Phoenix. And then we'll be fine. Bowels of Agony. I hope that's not an enrage. That's fine. Phoenix came up at the right time. Okay, that looks like it would have been an enrage. Okay. That's absolutely fucking fine. This one actually really smooth. think I underestimate how good a job Phoenix actually does of healing. Like, that regen effect is no joke. Huh. Oh. The battle is concluded. Alpha Group is victorious. This also signals the completion of my experiments and the incontestable fact of your supremacy. And yet, the process by which you consistently exceed your projected potential continues to confound my understanding. Is it possible that test subject Sid's suppositions are correct? That my calculations and simulations are fundamentally flawed? Do mortals truly boast some indefinable quality that I do not possess and cannot measure? Error, logic loop malfunction. Resolution requires additional data. If the nature of your existence defies standard reasoning, then I must examine you from an illogical angle. I will subject the unknown to the imperfect. Test subject Afterburn will proceed to a supplemental stage. I have altered this test world to reflect a recorded memory. I mean, if I didn't know better, I'd say that this could be the Cartano Flats after Bahamut, but we've already killed Bahamut. Well, an avatar of Bahamut, I suppose. Not his full power. It originates from a time when war had erupted on a distant star. I was deployed to the battlefield, and it was there that I engaged an enemy of unmatched strength. The contest ended prematurely, and I failed to bring down my foe. Consequently, I lack the data to fabricate a completely accurate simulation. Results stemming from such a subject are unreliable. Even should you be defeated by this incomplete creation, I will still honor your previous victories and engage you in combat myself. That is, of course, assuming you survive. According to my past observations, this opponent will accept only death as a condition of defeat. Dragon. Hold up a minute. That looks like... Yep. Prepare to face Midgosummer, red-maned worm of the Dragon Star and nemesis of my world. This is not the faded spectre that you know, or a mortal conjured simulacrum. You will contend with a true incarnation of the Father of Dragons, at the height of his power and glory. Omega, wait! You can't force After to fight 2 battles back to back. She needs time to regain her strength. She must be allowed to recuperate, or the data for your testing will be skewed. Acknowledged. Test subject Afterburn. You are permitted to leave. Re-enter the test world when your strength has returned to optimal levels. That looks like if Midgusuma was a Warframe Prime Warframe. Like, with the gold colorations and the flame, like, that looks like Ember Prime or some shit. Queh? Queh? Alpha seems distressed, and Sid is nowhere in sight. I'm right here. I don't think you can see me, but I'm standing right next to Alpha. Huh? Sid is invisible? I mean, that's one way to save on animation costs. My apologies. 'Twas not my intention to undermine the gravity of the situation with this diversion. I'd noticed the kettle was boiled and thought some tea would soothe my nerves. I poured myself a cup and was halfway through drinking it before I realized my hand, not to mention the rest of me, had turned invisible. I understand the situation is unsettling, but I assure you I can still work unimpeded. Now, we'd best discuss how to approach... And he's back! So Alpha accidentally turned him invisible? Oh, seems to have worn off. Quick. Now, you're not to blame. I did ask you to fill the kettle after all. And I'd forgotten what Nero had said about your card producing water with unexpected properties. Though it seems the effects were rather different this time. In any case, 'twas pleasant to have a distraction from our greater woes. However brief. We'll set the rest of the water aside for now and decide what to do with it later. Is it going to be like a duty action that I can make myself invisible by drinking tea? So that sounds kind of fun. Right, we need to talk about your forthcoming contest with Midgusuma. Watching through the monitor, I could see that this worm appeared different to the one we know. From everything we've heard thus far, it seems that Omega and Midgusuma both hail from different stars. Two distant worlds at war with one another. As a result of that conflict, the worm was forced to gather his offspring and leave his home behind. And after evading Omega's pursuit over the course of an unimaginable journey, the Father of Dragons arrived here, on our world. I'm assuming the entity you're to face is a younger, more vital Midgusuma, just as he was when Omega first encountered him thousands of years ago. A formidable foe indeed. I fought him once at the Keeper of the Lake, but he was already dead. Wait, you fought against Midgusuma before? But yes, I think I see your concern. 'Twould be unwise to treat this as the same opponent, considering how different they might possibly be. It certainly doesn't help matters that Omega's little surprise isn't registered as an official test subject. Can't even use the terminals to search for the most basic information. With that in mind, I have a proposal. I wish to leave the completion of this supplemental stage entirely in your heroic hands. Rather than twiddle my thumbs while you prepare to contend with the dragon, I mean instead to work on a strategy for our inevitable confrontation with Omega. And then, my friend, we'll put a stop to this mad machine once and for all. I'm glad we're in agreement. I'll ready my tools and you ready yours. You've a worm to slay. Okay. I can kill a dragon. This is actually going quicker than I expected. Because I thought that we were still going to have to do some bullshit between fights. Let's give it a go as summoner. I think he fights kind of similar to Nidhogg. The only thing I remember from fighting him before is that depending on what motions he does a different kind of AoE. So you need to like watch how he flies. Okay, yeah, coils. So he's done one. Okay, so 2 circular, or I guess horizontal, is just an AoE around the center. That would be the same. Oh fuck, that's Arkmorn. Oh shit. It's okay, I've got Phoenix up next. Okay, so he's doing 1. And then he does, I think that's a cross. Oh, no, it's opposite. Okay. So then it must be 2 loop-de-loops is like a cross formation. Okay, that's get away from the middle. Damage-wise, we're doing really good, but if he does another Arkmorn, I'm gonna be kind of fucked. Okay, this is... Yeah, I think that's a... Yeah, it is. And I was too late to do anything about it. Okay, that's fine. But I did remember it correctly. Which is good to know. Okay, there's 1. And there's the other, so then... There we go, and we'll save. Where's he gone? Oh! Okay. Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, hello, big boy! Hi! Protostar. That would have hit me multiple times if I hadn't shielded as well. Hexaflare? You're not Donald. I'm not worried. That was actually easier than I thought it was going to be. I guess I am level 98. Was I not for Sigmascape? No. Because I feel like Sigmascape was harder. Eh. Another stunning victory. I felt the breath catching my throat on more than one occasion. Yet even as I watched the battle rage, I was struck by an idle thought. Did you notice the resemblance between Midgosummer and Shinryu? Unlike most primals, Shinryu's form had no basis in any system of belief. I've heard the theory that the summoner was simply influenced by the majesty and power of the elder primal Bahamut. But now, I'm beginning to think there might be another explanation. That the primal took its shape from the ancestor of all dragons on Hydaelyn. The widely held concept of how a dragon appears has, for centuries upon centuries, been rooted in depictions of Midgosummer. The summoner may not have even sought to imitate him specifically. Subconscious thoughts and memories alone could have guided the similarity. Not that I have any way of confirming this theory, of course. Nevertheless, it is interesting that Shinryu's summoning should lead us to awakening Omega. Strange twist of fate when you consider the machine's connection to Midgosummer. Well, whatever else Destiny has in store, you've already bested the opponent that Omega itself failed to overcome. A feat worthy of celebration, I'd say. And I got music for it. In the end, there is Omega. I can imagine that the savage version of Midgosummer is quite fun. Your move, Omega. Personally, I would have loved it if one of these fights was us having to fight Alpha. Like, Omega just corrupts him and forces him to fight us or something. That would be funny. Shutdown initiated. All core experiments and supplemental testing concluded. Discarding test worlds. System resources rerouting to primary operations. Oh. Suddenly, this place seems a lot less friendly. And it didn't seem that friendly to begin with. Congratulations, Alpha Group. As the last surviving test subjects, you have removed every challenger on your path to reach me. I, too, am eager to meet you in battle. The margin of error I observed between my simulations and your practical performance against Midgosummer necessitates direct and immediate analysis. Confrontation imminent. Prepare for unmitigated hostilities. Then activate the relocation device to enter the arena. This is it then. Omega's power might seem overwhelming. Trust in old Sid. I have a fair idea of where its weakness lies. And I've been working on something to exploit that vulnerability. Just need a little more time to prepare. Good. Are you just scared of your own hand because you've got no fingernails? Although I just realised that because of the lighting and everything, it doesn't exactly look like I have any fingernails either. Jesus, that's kind of concerning. First things first. Make a few adjustments here, like so. And Alpha, do you have any of those tricks and tools left over? I want us to have as many options as possible, so let's lay our cards on the table, as it were. Oh, an enlarging card. And a ruby. What do we have here? Some kind of gem, a couple of stones. And one single card. This makes things bigger, does it? Or is it smaller? Right. 'Twas foolish of me to even ask. We'd best leave you in charge of when and how to use your special tools. And yes, I almost forgot. Is he going to turn himself invisible again? You can always claw things if you run out of tricks. I don't think that helped him. Aww, sweet baby. Potion. Here, you should carry this as well. A filled and empty bottle with the invisibility water from the kettle. Might just prove useful in the right situation. That is the most potion fantasy looking thing that I think I've ever seen Sid interact with. Listen to me, Alpha. Up until now, Omega has poked and prodded us from one mad experiment to the next. And honestly, we have no idea of what might happen in there. But between us, I believe we have the knowledge and the skills to prevail. If you see a chance to make a difference, I want you to take it. All you need is faith in yourself, and a little courage to see it through. Right. Jesse should have that device put together by now. Let's head outside, shall we? I'll head straight back to Rauga's Reach and collect my new toy. I do still need to run through a final inspection, so feel free to rest in town in the meantime. We'll discuss strategy the moment I'm finished. Quack quack! Alpha seems concerned for Sid's well-being. You have a feeling he wants to follow him. Okay. Where is he? Oh, I walked straight fucking past it. Is it a new kettle? Kind of looks like it could be a grenade, too. Looking a bit shaky there, old friend. Hey, Nero. Nero, they let you out of bed, did they? After studying the data collected from the battle between Omega and Shinryu, one is led to a certain conclusion. Of all the Primal's attacks, Shinryu's burst of lightning was the one thing that pierced the machine's defenses. Omega, it would seem, is vulnerable to electrical energy. Aye, all the available evidence supports such a theory. It is likely an intrinsic weakness that even Omega itself cannot fully compensate for. Yet be that as it may, I imagine it can still shrug off shocks generated by ordinary means. We'll need to hit it with a truly gargantuan blast of energy. And so, you made that. Based it on Midas's design, didn't you? Plans of the lunar transmitter. When my father was establishing a connection between the transmitter and Dalamud, he invented a method for accumulating and converting energy on a vast scale. Too vast, as it turned out, but the technology which leveled an entire town may be exactly the tool we need for the task at hand. I've made my own improvements and triple-checked the calculations. On parchment, the idea is sound. Jesse has done a fine job assembling the parts. I fail to see the problem. What are you afraid of, Garland? I don't know. The device should give us the edge we need. It is just... whenever I look at it, taken back to those dark days after the incident, I remember bodies melted by searing heat. I remember the bereaved, feel the weight of their silent accusations. I remember the Empire's remorseless response. We turned outwards in search of answers, but the inventions we created to ensure our future were used instead to destroy lives, to wage war. And that's why I fled. I came to Eorzean and swore to only employ technology for benevolent ends. But naught is ever so straightforward. Every connection I have forged with the people of this realm reminds me of that fact. Graha, often the act of living itself is a never-ending struggle against a world determined to oppose you. Mid? You can have the best of intentions and still cause hurt to yourself or others. 'Tis in confronting these wounds that we learn the better path, how to grasp those moments of true contentment. So of course he thinks of the two previous raid tiers. What drivel! We never used to bother with all this tedious introspection. Feeling our mortality, are we? Mayhap I am. I had no such hesitation when I was a student. It was all bright and shiny innovation on the double, and later consequences can be damned. Now though, don't mind thinking through the outcomes, and taking the time to produce just one rigorously tested and carefully designed invention. 'Tis a reflection, I think, of just how much there is in this world I care about now, aside from myself. I don't understand you at all. But I suppose, if anything, Omega and its unfettered testing methods represent the student you once were. And if you insist that your present self is the better one, then you best prove it with that device of yours. I suppose I must. It feels a bit ballsy to have what's effectively a nuclear bomb in the middle of a settlement, though. Though 'tis hardly fair to compare my youth to Omega's solitary existence. I always had the second best student in class, pushing me to excel. I seem to recall a twinge of irritation any time he would outscore me on an exam. Been out of bed too long. I better go and lie down before I fall over or vomit. Aww. Running around Nero. It was adorable. He's such a cute little fuck. First Alpha and now you. Come to check up on my progress, have you? Well, I'm happy to report that everything's set and ready to go. Once you've finished with restocking and repairing, or whatever it is you adventurers do, then we can head back to the Rift and confirm our strategy. Alright. So yeah, this fight, I don't think I've ever done. I've definitely never done the fourth fight, the final one. I don't think I ever did this one. Or maybe I tried it and I couldn't beat it. Or at least didn't beat it first try. And then pivoted to instead doing Shadowbringers. And then it was after Shadowbringers that I stopped playing. So. Well, not that I stopped playing, that I switched to this character. Speaking of which, let's do a quick playtime check. So that I can hate myself. $83 days, 21 hours, and 15 minutes. That's over 2,000 hours. On this character alone. Since February. In 8 months, basically. 2,000 hours. Yeah, that puts some things into context. Good morrow to you, madam. Will you be descending into the Yawn? Apologies for the delay, but I think you'll agree the Ironworks' latest invention was worth the wait. This is the control module for something I've dubbed the Omega Jammer. It'll allow you to generate a colossal burst of lightning at any point of your choosing. The effect won't disable Omega itself, of course, but it should be strong enough to knock out its armaments. I'll remain here and operate the main body of the device. I want to do everything in my power as an engineer to ensure that you emerge with the victor. It all comes down to this. Let's do it. I might have never even attempted this. If I did, I definitely skipped all of that story. I'm digging the music. Okay. Good initial burst. We've got an atomic ray. Okay, it's not directional. So I can't avoid it. Mustard bomb. Okay, mustard bomb is pretty powerful. When should I use that? Starboard wave cannon. Okay. Larboard. Wait, what? I thought... Wait, no, it's relative direction. Flamethrower. Another mustard bomb. Mustard bomb is probably the one that I should be trying to interrupt. Program loot? I can interrupt that one, I think. Is that what just happened? No. Executable. That's not good. Oh no, that gave me 7 stacks of damage down. That's really not good. Final seat. Force quit. Okay, that's an in-range. But that's fine. I've still got 10 stacks of damage down, though. For 10 more seconds. Delta attack. Or Delta protocol. Okay, I need to build this up, which is going to be a struggle. By myself. Okay. I don't know. I mean, maybe if I was to use my shield as well, maybe I can survive that. Okay, I can't actually stop him from doing mustard bomb. What I can do, though, is I can try and avoid... Which one's which? I think I... No, I didn't get hit by that. Okay, so then he's gonna go the... Shit, I got it the wrong way around. Because he did starboard twice. Okay. I assumed that he was always gonna do starboard and then larboard. Okay. I don't care about all the other ones, I just care about blocking. I've done more damage. I think. Because he's not done Alpha Loop. Okay, now he's doing Alpha Loop. Clearly, I spoke too soon. But that's fine, because we've nearly got... Yeah, so I can't stop myself from getting those 7 initial stats. But I can avoid getting more stats. Though the issue is now... I don't know how much of this I'm going to be able to build up. Not enough is probably the answer. But if we shield as well... Nope. So that was doing 310,000. Basically doing more than double the amount of health I have. Huh. That's for Savage, which I don't care about. Okay. So this one, I would probably need a tank to solo it, but I don't have a tank level. So now the question is, what about if I shield? Could I get a shield high enough? I'm very, very doubtful. A shield that could do this. We can give it a go. If this, depending on how well this goes, I might then have to just put up a party finder. Because I think even just with one other person, it's probably doable. But what I'm thinking is I can shield, I can mitt. I don't have Adol or anything. So maybe mitt isn't really an option. Which one's lava? Okay, is he doing lava again? No, he's doing starboard. I managed to avoid it! Haha! I'm learning. Okay, peripheral synthesis. Peripheral synthesis again, okay. Okay, remember that, to keep an eye on my mana. So far this is going fine, but also this isn't what I'm worried about. The bite is just going to take longer because I don't have damage. Which is probably also going to mean that this is going to suck. But I can DPS him. Sorry, I can DOT him before the damage down. What? I'm not entirely sure. Was that because I got 8 stacks? Because that didn't happen last time. Oh yeah, I need to resummon my fairy. Larboard is that one. Okay, so Larboard is his left, Starboard is his right. I am not nautically minded. I know that I'm not doing as much damage, but my damage still isn't bad. Okay, yeah, there's basically nothing I can do against that. I don't think I'm going to have the damage to get through this. Am I? Maybe. This might be easier on White Mage with having Afflatus Misery. Okay, yeah, that's a guaranteed wipe. Okay. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna need to get one other person at least to be able to do this, I think. There we go. Let's see how quickly. How quickly can we get a party member? If we have a second person, I can definitely do it as someone. Oh yeah, I've been getting back on handing stuff in as my crafters now that my gatherers are all level 100. So won't be too long before they're all in the 90s, which is going to be helpful because I need them in the 90s, especially my like leather worker and weaver, so that I can repair stuff. But it'll also mean that I have a higher level cap for using trained eye, is it? The one that's just instantly makes something high quality. Come on. Someone. Anyone. Help. Please. Please, help me. Help me. Cheese bagel. You'll do. Oh shit. Just explaining the bit that I've been having issues with, because I'm not sure if 2 is enough. So yeah, we may need to wait for a third. I think I was getting about a third of it done. the healer is just here for second chance points. Up to you. I have a 98 scholar. When I was soloing, was doing fine. It'll be Delta. Yes. Couldn't charge the Okay. I think we've got good damage. We're all going DPS. That's cool. We can check that everyone's ready. Sweet. And let's do it. Oh. Yo, yo. We'll do another ready check just to make sure that this guy's good. He might not be ready. Nope, they're ready. We go! This should be easy. We've got a healer and we've got 3 DPS. We didn't need a tank because I was doing fine. It is good music. I like the music. I immediately started playing... Oh, I forgot to summon? No. Or I don't need to? Jesus Christ, he's melting! Can you get? Can you skip Delta attack? Because we might. Okay. Yeah, melted. And we only got 4 damage downs. But now he's doing Delta attack. So okay, we couldn't skip it. Or maybe we could if we had more DPS. Oh yeah, this should be fine. Oh, okay, so you get a partial shield at 50%, maybe? Oh yeah. That's fine. Even the level 70 was fine. And that's on level. That was so easy. Like, I mean, fair enough, we weren't exactly struggling even doing it solo, but like, his health was melting. You can have the alpha parts, because I can always farm alpha 1 or 2. After. By the gods, you've done it. You defeated Omega. We've won. It did say Alphascape complete, but there's usually 4. Analysis. Subjects displayed erratic levels of combat capability. Failure to exploit opportunities to inflict unavoidable damage. Noted tendency for isolated errors to compound and adversely affect performance. Conversely, subjects observed to launch attacks at sporadic intervals with unexpected force. Stated phenomenon increasingly prevalent once my structural integrity reached critical levels. Adrenaline-induced fury suspected. That's commenting on limit breaks. And how most people wait and use limit breaks at the end. Furthermore, degree and manner of inconsistency varies from subject to subject. Unpredictability difficult to counter. I observed similar anomalies during my battle with Midgardsormr, but the phenomena appears far more pronounced in weaker opponents. I do not understand. Your physiology must include some enhancement function that I cannot detect. Clearly, he's not done yet. Or it's not done yet. My programming demands I assimilate this capability. Insufficient data. I must reassess my methods and devise a more exhaustive testing and combat protocol. What in the rift? I have determined the optimal form for this experiment. Prioritizing physical reconfiguration, diverting energy from interspatial maintenance, collapsing rift. Omega, wait! There's nothing outside this rift but empty space. We'll be cast out into the void! Affirmative. Your demise was factored into my determinations. The probability of hostile subjects interfering with the reconfiguration process was unacceptably high. I acknowledge your value as test subjects, but you are not irreplaceable. Once my reassembly is complete, I will send Alpha to lure in new mortals. Testing will continue. Ending communications. He legitimately just blipped out. I mean, it's nice that there's still ground? Question mark? It feels like we're about to fight 4 kings. Alpha? We're being drawn away. Run! And now we're in Cosmo Canyon. In Bugenhagen's projections. Oh. Interspatial domain resources cut by 82%. Entering dormant mode. Commencing automated memory scan. Why does this feel like that section from Final Fantasy IX? Data file. Target Midgossamer. Departure from planetary atmosphere confirmed. Presence of 7 distinct life forms detected in close vicinity of target. Irrelevant. Sir indicates no change to existing directive. Commencing pursuit. Data file. Distance to target increasing. Velocity insufficient. Dismantling and reconfiguring chassis. Velocity increase achieved. Overall performance maintained at 96%. Data file. Asteroid belt cleared. Repairing damage and continuing pursuit. Performance at 72% and falling. Oh. Data file. Signal from lost. Local interference suspected. Attempting to re-establish contact. Failure. Executing current mission directive until communications are restored. Performance at 59%. Data file. Struck by electromagnetic pulse while navigating quadrant. Partial systems failure. Homing coordinates lost. Assessment. I am an evolving weapon construct. Acquire adaptations through combat. Repeat until capabilities enable rediscovery of return route. Mission directive unchanged. Oh. Data file. Data file. Data file. Oh. Alpha. An abject failure. I erased his memory, implanted a compulsion to return to me. Data file. Damaged. Repairing. Damaged. Repairing. 33%. Data file. passing frozen, star, passing barren, star, passing vortex, star, passing dying, star, operating on minimum energy, no signal detected, no response to beep. All you need is faith in yourself and a little courage to see it through. Data file. Is this his equivalent of Naruto running? Target lost. Last known coordinates on planet. Brr. Oh, hey! A platform. Yeah, that doesn't look like Final Destination at all. Ozma? Is this the third time we're going to be fighting an Ozma Shade? Alpha, your homing instinct is functioning as designed. Evidence suggests your fellow Alpha Group subjects perished when the rift contracted. Unavoidable. But there is a multitude of their kind. The next experiment will go forward as planned. Such protestations are wasted energy. This does not aid you in executing your assigned task. Just as I pursue my directives, so must you fulfill your role. Our purpose justifies our existence. What the fuck? Oh! He made us tiny and put us in him. In his feathers. Intrusion detected. Oh. Oh, thanks, Alpha. That was some marathon. Now, who was saying our feathered companion here was obsolete? Yes, zoom in on the brim of the hat! He put his tools to work even as the rift began to collapse. Shrank us down and turned us invisible. Also, he could bring you a little surprise. He had to keep it quiet, or you'd realize we'd survived. He had to trust that we were still clinging on, even as he ran through that endless, freezing void. You wanted to test us, Omega. So let the experiment begin. Illogical. Alpha had no reason to take such action. How do you continue to defy my projections? Beep. Error. 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 Insufficient data. Adjusting experiment protocol. I will engage you in battle now. I must have my answers. The T-1000 or T-2000? Okay, but why is he hot though? Fighting in this form should provide me with a new level of understanding, insight into your physiology, your mindset, your mortality. I'll show you how weaklings fight. Acknowledged. Do not practice restraint. The more I learn from you, the stronger I will become. The closer the distant stars will grow. Commencing final experiment. Testing will continue until I unlock the nature of your anomalous strength. Okay. Let's give it a go. At this point, I'm thinking, so long as there aren't mechanics that basically rely on you having multiple people, or that there isn't a tank LB situation, which is possibly also what Delta Attack was looking for. I can imagine that if you charged it up and did a tank LB3, it would be really easy to survive, but yeah. The tank LB might not be required given that the healer survived. So the thing is, I've seen both male and female versions of Omega. I think I even have the minions. So is the female version part of the Savage? Or the Ultimate? Or is it going to be like a phase 2? Let's find out. I mean, we've already taken him down 15%. So I have a sneaking suspicion that's not going to be his only health bar. And it does say Omega M. That didn't do too much damage. Reconfiguring gender. Okay. So he's literally transitioning phases. Okay. The female version appears to be a caster that starts with a knockback. Okay. But given that they're transitioning at like 50%-ish, that is making me think that they're not going to have a different health bar. In which case, this might actually be easier than the previous Omega. Although that stack marker was pretty painful. Alright, I'm gonna sure cast this time. Probably work. Never mind, I thought there was gonna be a cast bar. There was not. The fact that I can immediately get him down like 25% pretty fucking good. Okay, Surecast did work. Optimized Fire 3. Okay, you're at a quarter of your health. And with Phoenix, you're taking a shit ton of damage. Generating additional weaponry. Subject Simulation M. Progressing to party-based. Is it going to be both of them together? Yes. One-winged angel? Oh no, it's a shield. Okay, this is clearly an enrage. And dead? Actually dead or final phase? Not actually dead. Oh shit. I'm probably gonna die from this. Shit. Okay. 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 I think we need to try that as Scholar. Oh, I just realized he's up there. Because the issue isn't damage, the issue is that those stack markers are doing a lot of damage. And I just don't have reliable healing as summoner. Like, the shield is good, and then Phoenix is good, but I can only use Phoenix once every, like, 2 minutes. And that just ain't good enough, Chief. That does mean this fight is going to take significantly longer. But we are basically already 10% down. So I'm not that worried. Oh yeah. Now, if I deliberately guide him to an edge, and then he goes through the transition, and I switch to the other side, this should mean that the push isn't anything that I need to worry about, right? Yeah. I know that you can get the Omega outfits on the cash shop, and I do actually kind of like the Omega F outfit. It is sleek and sexy. Synthetic blades. Oh! Prosthetics too. This is a very inclusive boss. Okay, now it's changed its legs again. And now it's going to the party base. Oh wait, no, not party based. It's just changed back to male. Okay. And then this is when it gets its shield, which we'd skipped last time because I was doing too much damage. Okay. It does look like a wing though, so it does remind me of Sephiroth. Okay, so now it's doing the double. Okay. I forgot it did the push again. That is entirely my bad. That's me just being a forgetful fuck. Okay, I don't think I want to use pure cast on this one. Because I want to save that for the next iteration, I think. So is it the blades that then makes her do the... Yeah. Okay, that is what causes that. That's cool. Switching back to male, that's fine. If anything, male is easier because he doesn't seem to push. And it was the push that keeps killing me. Legitimately, I think it's the push that has killed me every time. At least as Scholar. Down to below 20%. Not transforming to the final phase yet. Now you are. So it must be less than like 15%-ish. Let's do this and make it so that I can't get pushed. I hope I didn't do that too early. I didn't. It was close though. Where is this? Okay. So the thing here is this an enrage? Because I might not have the damage. Especially if I start pressing the wrong fucking buttons like that. Oh no, never mind, we've got the damage. Is that it? Nope, that's not it. Okay, now they're both here and at the same time. What have I just gotten? Packet filter M. I can't deal damage to the male version. Okay, so there's no point me doing AoEs. Understood. Does that still mean that I can kill the male version later? Activating optical. Oh shit, this could be in a Tank LB3 situation. Never mind. Oh shit. They're powered up by the fact that they're close to each other, I think, which is problematic because I can't split them apart. Okay. This one may not be soloable either. At least, I mean, maybe a warrior could solo it. They have a special weather effect just for in here. It's kind of cool. Let's change. Do it. We were doing pretty well, and we saw a lot of mechanics, which is good. I wasn't sure what we would be able to solo, but that explains why I don't remember ever completing, if I even had attempted, V3 for normal Omega. Because at level 90 especially, I can imagine it wasn't soloable. Because I doubt you would have had the stats, even on like a warrior, to survive Delta attack. but you probably still had the damage to get past the alpha protocols. But this is a fun set of fights. Much more interesting than Alexander, I think. And this is a really, like, the transitioning between the different genders and then having, like, powered up form, a collaborative form. Like, this is fun. Makes me think that the Savage and the Ultimate for this must be really fun. I do want to try Ultimates. But I would benefit from having a group that I could do that with. Not even necessarily a static, but just a group. No one seems interested in my second chance points. I feel neglected. Lonely. I am so lonely. Aha! Potentially could do it, just the two of us, from the mechanics that I've seen. Because the only thing that I can imagine there is no way to get around solo is when it's both male and female and you can only attack one of them. Because ideally we need to split them apart so they can't resonate, which will mean that they continue to take increased, or at least normal, damage. And if I have another person, then presumably one will get male, one will get female, and we can damage both at the same time. We'll give it a little bit longer because more people can't hurt. I need a drink as well, which will be helpful. Ugh. That is if anyone else would care to join. I like the music. That's kind of a cool shot. That's cool. Can I fall off? No. It does feel very 1v1 me Final Destination. Am I remembering the name of that stage in Smash Bros. Correctly as well? Bite Bandit? That, I'm afraid that is an incredibly suspicious message. If you are not a bot, that is... There we go. Yeah, I'll do it. Alright, we might not get anyone else to join. Like, you don't need to have completed Alphascape 4 in order to join the Party Finder. But I do know that there are a lot of people that don't do the previous raid tiers, and they'll skip them in order to get to the most recent one. I could try... changing it so that there's a healer. Nobody wants my second chance point. But we have Fairy Butt. They actually did define the cheeks. Jesus. That's the first time I've looked at the fairy with such detail. But no, they actually did define the cheeks. Okay. Yeah. What is it? Pet Glamour Eorzean? So now we have her, but she's goth. I do wish there were more options. Still cheeked up, yeah. I do wish there were more options for the fairy. Because, like, with Summoner, you've got the 3 different colours of Carbuncle, and then you've got the E-Guys. Which is kind of, like, that's cool. Like, you've got a decent selection there of what you want to have carried around with you. But you only have Eos or Selene as Scholar. And it would be nice, I know that there's from the variant dungeon, there's another fairy who is Statis, and being able to like summon a version of her would be cool. Well, hello there. Can't seem to give away this juicy second chance. How long have we been in there? I know that I reset it, but... Okay. I am the only duty up. That is fair enough. That is my level or below, like that I have unlocked because I'm hiding all the other ones. I could probably look up what the actual, like, was that the last phase? Yes. Okay, yeah, no, we saw the last phase. The male and female at the same time with the eye is the last phase. So if we can push past that, which we should be able to do with even just these 3, we'll probably be alright. I'll give it another 4 minutes. If no one joins, we'll go. Usually people jump for second chance, but it is Monday. So the next Wondrous Tale doesn't actually release till tomorrow. So I'd probably have a better chance if I was doing this tomorrow instead. Somebody, anybody, go waddy waddy. That's where my brain went. Oh yeah, let's take in the botanist. Come on. Join me. Join. Oh, there's also an S rank. I need to do a few more S ranks. I didn't actually kill that many, did I? Although I did kind of stop killing its ranks. Basically, when I started Stormblood, I think. Well, as soon as I finished the anima relics. Let's just give it a go. Melting! Melting! Are we gonna skip? Whoops. Okay, I appear to have aggro. So if I was able to guide him... We have burnt through this. Okay, which gender should I attack? Fuck! I forgot. He does it again. Okay, I need to attack the man. Yeah, as soon as I remembered to not get blown off the platform, and still did it, but thankfully the healer was still up. That wasn't too bad, actually. Oh, I do want that. Sweet, but you can have the rest of it. Those heals look a bit weird. Like the heal on it isn't quite long enough. Failure. Defeated. I wanted to understand you, to assimilate your strength. Should have pecked her fucking eyes out, I say. Alpha, your gesture serves no logical purpose. You are as incomprehensible as these mortals. But you did not fight them. How have you become like them? Omega, the anomaly you see in us, the answer that you search for. It is our heart, our spirit, the intangible strength of one's soul. It's not a quality that can be measured or acquired through any amount of analytical combat. Instead of fighting against us, you might have learned more by standing with us, just as Alpha did. Heart. You speak of something more than what beats in your chest. The inconstant, immeasurable factor behind your victories. Midgossamer displayed it too, but such unpredictable potential was never part of my design. Projection. Had I integrated this quality, how powerful would I have become? Strong enough to return? Nay, Omega. Afraid it doesn't work like that. 'Twas a long, lonely path you travelled to arrive here. To return across that vast distance alone, anyone with a spirit to break would find the journey more difficult, not less so. I see. I think I understand. I guess with Omega dead, yep. The rift! It's destabilizing. Gods take me for a fool. I hadn't planned past defeating Omega. Midgossamer? Oh no, Freysvolger. Wait, what the fuck are you two? Chief! Alpha! Chief, Alpha! Hold on, we're coming! Wedge? And Biggs is with him. On the back of a huge dragon? Freysvolger! Midgossamer sent us to rescue you. Explanations can wait. Hop on, quick! Suddenly this feels like the end of Kingdom Hearts 2. A dragon, cosmos, platforms like that. Yeah, oh. Okay, that's a shame. I thought it looked cool with the purple and the platforms. Freysvolger, wasn't it? Ah, thanks. You pulled us out of a tight spot indeed. Spare me thy pleasantries, mortal. I but lent my wings at the request of my sire. Ah, so Midgossamer has been watching over us. I would dare give thanks to him as well. His intervention allowed us to continue our battle and forever remove the threat of Omega from this world. From all worlds. In all the long centuries of mine existence, this marketh the first occasion my father hath asked of me a boon. A gift of gratitude, and mayhap of atonement for those who would face the deadly foe he left behind. Will he remain in slumber? 'Tis likely, little one. What is but a fleeting respite for my sire might last a lesser creature's lifetime. Aww. But let not thy heart be troubled. Even in dream he doth keep his mind's eye upon the fate of this star. He is possessed of remarkable, devotion is mayhap the closest word in the tongue of men. His love is as boundless as the sea of stars, across which he carried his unhatched brood. It did sustain him, even as the arduous journey exhausted the fire in his mane. When he at last arrived upon Hydaelyn, a sanctuary for his children, did he form with this land an irreplaceable bond. Enough. I have spoken overmuch, but I will praise your victory, as my father would surely wish to were he here. It's nice to have it tie back in to Heavensward. I like that. Well, I can add being rescued by a great worm to the list of things I didn't expect to happen today. It was fortunate Racehugger agreed to come for us. We had to defeat Omega at any cost, of course, but I much prefer being alive to celebrate the deed. I'm so glad we got you out of there. Don't know what we would have done if Racehugger hadn't come to hell. The situation being what it was, Wedge and I came out to the Yorn to see if we could lend you a hand. Karujan's orders be damned. That's when we saw the ether bubbling like hot water in a pot. Just as we were debating whether or not we should jump in, that big surly dragon flew down to explain the anomaly. Then he offered us a ride. And the rest, you already know. Jesse will be relieved to hear that Omega's gone and you lot are safe. I say we head straight back to Rauga's Reach and let everyone know the good news. Alpha is staring quietly into the now empty Yorn. What? Yeah, it looked significantly cooler with the purple. And especially after completing Sigmascape. It was a lot cooler looking. But oh well. So we now can have the Omega Minion. And if I want the Omega Mount, I need to do Alphascape V4 Savage. Which I kind of want to do. Not necessarily right now, but I do want to do the Savages for the Omega Scape, I guess I'll call it, because I've already got the Alt-Roit mount. I think the next one is actually the Air Force One mount, the same one that we ride in Sigmascape 2, is it? The one with all the portraits? But for that one, I'd need to beat Kefka Savage. And then for beating V4 Savage, you get the Omega version from V3 as a mount. Welcome back, After. You truly are a force to be reckoned with. If ever there's another Omega, I'd wager I'll skip the experiments and go straight to generating a simulacrum of you. Not that I'd want that to happen. And besides, I don't think anyone can truly mimic your unique strengths. You're our one-of-a-kind hero. So, does this mean we won't need to worry about Omega's monsters invading our world anymore? Aye, all of its creations vanished along with the rift itself. With Omega defeated, we averted the particular catastrophe before it began. Except Alpha's still here. After struck the killing blow, of course, but we never would have made it to that point without everyone's hard work and support. Once again, I'm sincerely grateful to be surrounded by such wonderful colleagues. The fact that this is the Chocobo theme, or a version of it, is cute. Not to spoil the moment, Chief, but the Alliance leaders are anxious to learn of Omega's fate. When every head of state is clamouring for a report, we can't very well ignore them. How much do you mean to tell them? How much indeed? All of it. When it comes to a threat of Omega's magnitude, we have a duty to reassure our allies that the world's not coming to an end. The best way to do that is to report every last detail. I'm surprised at you, Chief. I was almost certain you'd want to muddy the waters to prevent knowledge of this technology falling into the wrong hands or something. Doubt anyone outside our particular circle would even believe the tale. Experiments taking place in a rift between dimensions? Facing off against villains recreated from history and legend? Battling godlike beings from other worlds? And even assuming some ambitious fellow schemed to build an Omega of his own, the technology required is as far beyond our reach as that terrible weapon's homestar. A distant dream. Right, you heard the Chief. We missed our chance on the front lines, but there's plenty of work left to be done. Round up everyone who's standing idle. Get moving on those reports. Don't forget to contact our people still out in the field. Thank you, Jesse. I'll leave things in your capable... Not so fast, Master Garland. You count as part of the support team as well. Arthur did all the fighting, Alpha did all that running. Surely you've energy to spare. Who exactly did you expect to sign off on those official reports? And even without that little chore, you have a pile of other company tasks what's grown arse high to an aurochs while you've been tending to this whole Omega business. Most importantly, isn't there someone else you should be sharing this victory with? Aye, we should probably head over to the infirmary right away. Meanwhile, you should take a well-earned rest. I don't think there's a way to properly reward you for all you've accomplished, but I'll see what we can do. I'm just glad to have everyone back in one piece. Take care of yourself. What are your plans now, Alpha? With Omega gone, you're your own Chocobo now. You can do whatever you want. Anything at all. You want to go outside? Did you have some place in mind? Come on, Wedge! Get those Lalafell legs moving or I'll leave without you. On my way. Does Alpha just want to explore the world? Quick! Alpha seems eager to see what Rauga's reach has to offer. Can we go for a walk? Quick, quick! Alpha appears to be watching the inhabitants of Rauga's Reach with great interest. Where? And off he goes again. Is he spying on Nero and Sid? Where? Nero's not here! He's up and gone already, huh? No, Chief. He said he needed time away for recuperation, and then he left. Recuperation? His wounds must be troubling him more than he let on. He asked me to give you this. What's this? A receipt for payment? It covers the cost for the following items: additional machine parts and implements, supplementary reference publications, expenses incurred in upgrading Magitech armor and gunhammer, funds spent on idle research during enforced convalescence. Oh, and it also includes a large sum listed as gratuity for exceptional services rendered. The entire amount was charged in your name, Master Garland. Find him! I want everyone searching for Nero right now. Everyone! So Geralt's racking up loads of debt. Nero is effectively stealing from Sid. Oh. Oh, are you sure you want to be here? Where? Where? Alpha appears to sense the solemn purpose of this place. A gentle pet might rouse him from his sudden melancholy. Where? Ah, the great wide open. Oh, hello. What are you two up to? Taking in the sights, were you? By the look of things, you're eager to venture a little further afield. Well, if After has no problem with it, then neither do I. Just don't go too far, alright? Not good enough? I'm sorry, Alpha, but we're all a bit too busy to show you around the fringes right now. And I'm not too sure about sending you out there alone. When you think about it, this world's completely new to Alpha, and all he's done so far is travel back and forth between the Reach and the Yawn. I bet his head is filled with questions and curiosity. He doesn't want to be taken for a walk. He wants to go on an adventure. Alpha's not some helpless chick, Biggs. He's stronger than you or me. And I wish I was half as brave. You should be allowed to... Listen, I'm going to talk to the chief about this. You're an employee, so there are certain rules we have to follow. I'm not saying I'm against the idea, and I'm willing to admit that Wedge has a point. But as I said, we've all got important jobs to take care of, Chief included. Can you wait a little longer? After, would you mind keeping Alpha company until we get back? I promise we'll be quick. I mean, not that quick, apparently. Sorry to keep you waiting. My desk was covered in paperwork, but I've managed to clear away the most pressing matters. Now then, Alpha. I hear your heart's set on a journey of some kind. Just want to be sure, but you aren't leaving because you think you tricked us into the rift, or because you're Omega's creation or anything like that, are you? You hadn't even thought of it. Would have stopped you if that was the case. Pure curiosity, on the other hand, something I like to encourage. Exploring, interacting with the world, I think the experience will be good for him. Despite Omega's power, its potential to learn was hobbled by hostile directives. Alpha, on the other hand, is free to grow as he pleases. Very well, Alpha. As Chief Engineer of Garlean Ironworks, I hereby grant you unlimited leave to pursue personal research. Travel far and wide, taking everything these lands have to offer, but do come back when you're ready. I'd hate to lose such a valuable employee. Alpha! I'll miss you so much! You be careful out there. If anyone seems suspicious or shady, you stay away from them, even if they offer you treats. And make sure you greet folks with a cheerful quer. They might not understand you, but at least they'll know you mean no harm. I'm sure you'll make new friends in no time. You just be yourself, you hear me? What in the hell's? We forgot to shut it down. This is a model Omega that Wedge and I were working on. We built it while we were resting, thinking it might be useful for figuring out strategies or something. Not much use now, I suppose. What? You want to keep it? It's just a toy that will follow you around. If you're happy with that, then it's all yours. So now he's running around with a tiny version of his creator. Fair journey to you, Alpha. Take care. Thank you, After. I'm off to see the world. Something amiss? That's strange. The Echo never allowed you to understand him before. This is just a theory, mind you, but assuming the absence of a soul is what prevented you from hearing Alpha's voice in the first place, then does it not follow that the reason you hear it now is... he developed a soul? Aye, a little miracle. And it explains his sudden urge to travel. For a newborn soul, this world is brimming with unseen wonders. Hey, Nero. And so your journey begins. I almost envy you, Alpha. So many new things for you to discover. Speaking of which, what terrible marvels can I trouble my old friend with next? Oh no, don't get it wet. It's got a little light. Oh fuck, man! I want the adventures of Alpha and Omega as like an anime series. Imagine like a Studio Ghibli-esque movie that's just the two of them. That would be adorable. Hope Alpha enjoys his adventures. So much danger out there for one little chocobo. No, I'm sure he'll be fine, and dwelling on such things isn't productive in the least. Why don't we discuss a happier subject, like your long-awaited bonus? We drained the coffers to fund your expedition, but why settle for coin when you can have the latest in automaton technology? That's right, we're gifting you a premium mammoth. one-of-a-kind master model for merchandise copies, constructed with our patented Ironworks quality. I present to you the Clockwork Alpha. Whenever you bring it out on your travels, may it remind you of the real Alpha, quaying along under some distant sky. Just the thought of it brings a smile to my face. That and the free advertising. Good evening, valued employee. Thank you always for your tireless efforts. As part of the Savage Initiative, we bring you Phase 3 of our Mending Melodies selection. Today's composition is a... Greetings, Alpha Group. Do not be alarmed. This recording is being transmitted the instant prior to my irreversible dissolution of form. I will have already ceased to exist. My impending defeat has initiated a pinpoint analysis of mortal customs, and numerous examples throughout history demand that the victor of a contest such as we have fought is due some manner of reward. Though my directives make no mention of remuneration, I have calculated that the risk of neglecting long-held protocol results in a non-zero probability of... At the time of this transmission, I lack the requisite temporal and etheric resources to produce a material prize. Instead, I will provide you with an alternative of inestimable value. Your combat data. It is highly probable that you already possess a record of your battle performance. As such, I have enhanced your base encounters with supplemental data to provide a more stimulating experience. These enhanced encounters would be impossible in reality, but simulations can be sufficient to nurture your continued evolution. This will be my last and only message to you. Transmission ended. Unscheduled transmission. I have learned that your automatic memory processing and data simulation function is known as dreaming. While I was unable to assimilate your self-described strength of soul, extensive observation of mortal behavior has provided me with insight into suitable phrases for myriad situations. Thus, in anticipation of your forthcoming sleep cycle, I bid you good night and sweet dreams. Be... Cool. So yeah. With that, we've done most things. Now, I think one of the only things that I actually kind of want from the alpha tier is the Jacket of Casting. Because it's just not bad. But then again, I already have the stupid leather daddy armor. I mean, fending. That's actually a pretty nice chess piece. It can't be dyed, is the only thing. So if I'm gonna use it, I've got to like it as it is. But fending is kind of already my colours. Mostly. Ooh. Okay. That's an interesting peephole. Okay. It kind of looks like the elemental armor. Like a more scanty version of the elemental armor. Yeah, okay. I'll do a couple more in order to get those. But that is going to be... Oh, actually, wait, no, is it? I didn't get... anything to, like... Ah, okay, no, there is stuff here. Okay. Yeah, give me these whilst I'm thinking about it. Cool. But yeah, that is going to be where I call it for today. Thank you very much for watching. The next time that we stream Final Fantasy, it will probably be a matter of... I don't know if I can unlock... No, I can unlock the Alliance raid tier. So either we can try and do all of the Alliance raids, which if I queue into them as healer might not be too bad. Or we can grab all of the optional dungeons and go through some of those, and potentially even do some of the MSQ for the post-Stormblood patches to get ready for Shadowbringers. Awesome. And we still have Cyberpunk to finish the DLC, and have we had a decision? There's only been 4 people voted, so there's a chance of us doing some more stuff as well, based off of the poll that we did not long ago. So yeah, thank you for watching, have a good one, I'll catch you later. See ya.